I'm starting the meeting. Call the meeting to order. Pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You guys, roll call.
Beard,
Yes.
Blade, yes. Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Make it. Second.
Beard,
Yes.
Blade, yes. Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular county board meeting held on April 9th, 2024.
I'll move it.
Second.
Blade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the minutes of the hearing held on April 30th, 2024.
Make it. Second.
Okay. Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Pass.
Beard,
Yes.
Blade, yes. Holcomb.
Yes. Okay, do we have anybody here for public comment this time?
I just got an update on the broadband committee. Sarah wasn't able to make it. She had a couple other meetings. So she just wanted me to say that we're still working to dissect the final survey data. There's one more provider interview that we need to take care of. There's going to be a public community meeting scheduled for June 18th at 5:30 p.m. at the Life Center. That will be sharing the results of the work that we've been doing and share what the next steps are.
Okay. All right. Are there any guests who'd like to speak at this time? Seeing none, we shall proceed on. Okay, next one is, I need a motion to reappoint Steve Maroon as the commissioner on the Housing Authority for a 5-year term.
What does that entail?
Don't know, Tom. Housing Authority? I don't know. Steve Maroon's not here, so I don't know. We do this every once in a while, I know. I don't know.
Is it a paid position or?
Didn't you ask that when we appointed Beth Long just a couple meetings ago, when you asked
I'm
about it?
forgetful. I don't think anybody was able to answer it then either.
Yeah, I don't think it's paid. I think it's just oversight of the housing authority. If somebody have an issue where they have to have somebody overlook the issue of somebody that lives there, where they have to, is government, so you have to have somebody, they have to evict somebody, they have to have somebody overlook it, review it, commission it. So I don't think it's a paid position.
So anybody will make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second. Harmon,
I'm up first. You sure?
yes, because I messed up the last time, yes. Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Blade, yes. Holcomb.
Yes. Okay, next I need a motion to reappoint William Warfel to the Greenup Fire Protection District for a 3-year term.
Motion.
Second. Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Blade, yes. Harmon,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes. Okay, next I need a motion to approve the salary resolution for the coroner's position.
I'll make it.
Second. Okay, so Layton and Blade,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Blade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Okay, yes. Next, I need a motion to approve moving $25,000 from the ARPA interest to work comp liability fund.
I'll make it.
Second.
Beard.
Yeah.
Blade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes. Passed, okay. Next, we take action, or discuss, take action on amending the BYOB ordinance. BYOB is a bring your own beer, a liquor ordinance is what it is. And at the present time, the High Rollers Club asked for this to be amended to suit their hours, working hours. At the present time, closing has to be closed by 10 o'clock in the evening. And all the other ordinances in our county are closed at 1 o'clock. Liquor ordinance at 1 o'clock.
Are they BYOB?
They what?
Are they BYOB?
The other ones?
Yeah.
The other ones that are closing at 1 o'clock, are you asking, are they BYOB?
No, they're all, well, there's several different classes of liquor license. Some of the packaged liquor, some of the.
Right.
So they all quit at 1 o'clock.
So do we have a comparison for this window to say to make it like another one, or is this,
Their issue is that,
well, I
There-
read the,
their issue is that they would like to have it open till 4 AM because their business is up. Their busiest times are after hours. Everybody else's bars, so as everybody else leaves the other bars, comes to their place. I told them I wasn't really in big favor of them being open till 4 AM, but I would bring it to you guys as maybe test the waters, maybe have like a 6-month trial and error form of very thin ice, that they could be open till 2 AM with their BYOB. Any issues, and like a 6-month liquor license or BYOB license. And if they don't have any issues, then maybe we can discuss, give them a little bit more leash at times
Where's this located?
at the old schoolhouse.
High Rollers Club,
What?
the High Rollers. Club.
Seriously?
Yes. The business hours are from 1 in the morning to 4:30 in the morning. They have no license at this present time.
This is the place that on 121, this place that we've been working.
The owners are back there listening on us, attending the local meeting. So that was their proposal. That's what they requested. So
They won't even, so I'd like to make the motion to grant them a BYOB license on a 6-month term, be open till 2 AM. If they apply,
if they apply, then.
If they apply.
If they apply.
if they apply for 2 AM, be open till 2 AM. To
Okay.
amend it to the current, what is it?
Have you spoken to the neighbors?
Yeah,
The current guidelines is what
current
you're saying.
guidelines to 2 AM, from 10 PM to 2 AM. And then, with a 6-month probationary BYOB,
Okay. So that's the motion you're making.
yes.
Okay. Any discussion on this?
This is what came out of the liquor committee.
Mhm.
That's my electric committee meeting. Is there a second to this motion? I hear no second. Well, that means that motion fails.
I would make a recommendation to move it to the same as the other licenses. If the other license is 1 AM, then I don't think we should discriminate against one or the other. I think they should all be the same.
Okay.
I concur.
Now, is there any,
BYOB license, exactly like those.
We have nobody has a BYOB license
That's
in
what I was
Cumberland County
asking earlier.
at this
Okay.
time.
That's what I thought.
At this time.
but on paper, all the classifications, I think, should be the same.
I agree.
Okay,
Time.
Well, there's the residential component. I mean, these folks are pretty close. The business is pretty loud. I think we need to look at it very closely.
Is there
Well,
any-
that's on the other side of, this is on this, we're talking about the
Time.
time and the guidelines now.
Right.
And it's already
So-
failed.
so did May, okay, would somebody like to make a motion to change it to 1 o'clock instead of Todd's?
Well, I still have a question too. Is there any state time frame? I mean, can it be over 24 hours? Does the state have any guidelines?
No. County, county,
Just the county.
just county, okay, I didn't know.
Now, we definitely need to get the neighborhood involved in it. Start changing times and services, and give preferential treatment to it. The
Well,
neighbors-
I don't think this is preferential treatment to any,
This wouldn't be.
this isn't to any.
4 a.m. isn't preferential?
Well,
No, this is to a
That's
totally
what they
different.
want.
no, we're off of that, we're under the 1 PM closing time.
1 a.m.
1 AM, right.
All right, well, we still have more research to do.
Mhm.
We need to talk to them.
This isn't for any business. This is for anybody that wants a BYOB.
Any BYOB,
This is the guideline.
This is the guidelines.
any restaurant or tavern wants to run a BYOB, or any business that wants a BYOB license, this would.
Yeah, you need to take that
Yep.
out of the equation.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I'm no longer blinded.
You see the light.
I'll make the motion to keep it at 1 a.m. Unless you have something.
Motion made to take it at closing time at 1 AM like the other.
I will second that.
We have a second.
Change the closing times to 1 AM.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make that motion again. Make the closing time at 1 AM for BYOB, if you request a BYOB license for your business. Okay? You vote on it? Is that right?
Blade,
No,
Harmon,
Yes.
Clayton,
Yes.
Kay,
No,
Beard,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes. Motion carried, right? Mr. Johnny, we talked this, have you seen it? That's the best we can do. Closing time 1 o'clock. So,
you pussies.
if you're interested in, we'd have to apply for a license, Johnny. I mean, you don't have a BYOB license yet. Okay, you understand. Okay. All right, very good.
Should we be restricting someone that does this, bring your own beer?
Well, if you're a business, Todd.
How are we doing anything?
But they don't even have the,
They don't
they
have a
don't
license.
even have the license.
They don't have a license.
They gotta apply for it.
Right.
This business has been open for several years, from 1 o'clock to 4:30 in the morning. They've never had an alcohol license of any kind.
Right.
Which is kind of,
They're already open. I mean, we're not keeping them from being open.
I don't know how this affects them, whether the sheriff will start enforcing this ordinance, I don't know.
Well, if you guys think it's a good idea,
I mean, they're not gonna buy the license. They were gonna buy it as it is. They're not
I'm
gonna buy
ready
it.
to move on. You guys good?
What about, you said indoor, outdoor, what did you say?
Well,
Or should we specify?
I talked to Floyd about some of the considerations that you may want to make is that right now it applies to outdoor arenas as well, so that would include campgrounds or racetracks or any outdoor activity business prohibited under this statute from alcohol to their campsites, for example. That was your intention to prohibit outdoor activity, outdoor BYOB, or if you just wanted to limit it to indoor businesses.
So
I know.
So as it sets, the campground, so a person camping at the campground can't have,
Is that a business? Campground, is that a business?
I mean, technically, yeah, it's a business.
Campground's a business.
Campgrounds in Montrose is a business.
I have a campground that is a business.
Well,
So
Cumberland County.
would they have to have a BYOB license as it sets to have people bring their own cooler of beer?
Technical reading, UILB ordinance requirement.
so if you restrict this ordinance we just made to, indoor businesses, that's probably the difference.
I don't like,
It's
you just
interesting.
want to cut one's throat and let someone else do what they want. I mean, if you're gonna be fair, you gotta be fair.
Well, I
Across the
mean,
board.
there is a big difference. I mean, there is
Is there?
one, I mean, technically one is somebody's home away from home on somebody else's property that they're technically renting a spot from.
But these are members. If we're talking about this outfit, aren't they members? Are they renting a membership?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
And I'm not standing up for anybody.
I
I'm
mean,
just
no,
saying,
technically you're right,
I'd
because
like
the
to
High
try to
Rollers
keep
Club
stuff
is a
somewhat
membership.
equal. If you're gonna do one for somebody, it needs to be across the board.
No, I don't disagree with you because, I mean, you're right, because the High Rollers Club is a membership.
Okay,
No.
okay. Well,
I didn't know that till we had looked at it. I didn't know nothing about it. I was very ignorant to the situation.
What's the dog thing that was in the explanation?
But, I mean, to me, that's not even a,
I'm just curious.
you want me to explain that?
Yeah, they're
That other guy is with him. He,
he's,
runs an animal shelter.
Okay.
He wants to rent a couple rooms in the High Rollers Club upstairs by them, start his business out there. That's what he told us at the committee.
you know, some
Yeah,
dogs
if he
food
would-
out of them
And
too.
then he was pushing for this liquor license. High Rollers Club got a license. They would promote, they would donate to the animal shelter, make a donation to them. So kind of,
Which is a business in the schoolhouse.
Mhm.
it gets complicated. So, like I say, I don't know. I guess let this go on this indoor or outdoor thing. Somebody that can enforce it.
Nobody's gonna
Because
enforce it anyway.
as it stands now, that applies to both.
Yes.
So I think that technical reading.
Like the both. Maybe would make a difference.
Ryan, what do you think?
You guys are elected decision makers. You guys should make the
You're
decision.
gonna have to put a sign up at your campgrounds.
Well, yeah, I don't know what's the.
Would it be too hard? You don't want
I
to
mean,
put
to
another
me-
restriction on it.
To me, there's a fine line. I mean, there's a
But
real.
this is bringing
fine-
your own beer in after 1 a.m. If you're on the premises, you already have your BYOB, your product there. You're fine, right?
No, I mean, the way the BYOB ordinance is written is if you run a business, people that are going to bring alcohol onto your business premises and
Mhm.
for the purposes of consuming that alcohol,
Mhm.
have to have a license if you want to do that. And run a business. So I think technically, any place that has a business and they're having people come onto their property, onto their business premises, with alcohol to consume, would need to purchase a license regardless of what type of business, what kind of business it is.
Did we set a fee on that license?
So this would require campgrounds now to get a license.
But I think a technical reading of it will require.
I think something we need to check into, make sure. On the
There's gonna be more
definitions, all
people.
that.
How many campgrounds do we
Fired
have
up.
in Cumberland County?
We can get,
Montrose.
One new too then, because Muddy's opening.
and the one at the lake,
Timbers, yeah.
and one at the lake.
New- Okay.
But we can give waivers for that, right? And just have a technically written,
Seasonal permit.
yeah, and then if they want to apply for a waiver on that, campgrounds can do that. And what's the purpose of tightening this whole thing up in the first place?
Well,
We had a purpose.
the purpose is to avoid this problem of getting a waiver, and you got another problem. basically we're giving them a waiver to do it right.
Just don't
If they've
want us to
got
get
it, they don't need a
sued.
waiver. If we word it right, they don't need a waiver. The campground would be exempt from this BYOB license. If we word it right, correct? If we word it right. You know how to word that?
Actually, those businesses were in business before we did this, so it'll be grandfathered in.
Why don't we get rid of this class? Bring your own beer.
They're
Get away
bringing
with
it,
it.
they're bringing it anyway.
They're not gonna get enforced. No one enforces it. They've been doing it how long now? And they have nothing been done to them.
So that's what spurred it, was that there were several citations written. The sheriff's department went out to, wasn't necessarily the High Rollers Club, because they went out before 1 o'clock, but they wrote, I'd say, 6 citations
Where?
at, technically the bikini bar, because the bikini bar is open until 1 o'clock. Then at 1 o'clock, the High Rollers Club opens. That's what Mr. Merrick was here as a representative of the High Rollers Club.
So they have grocery tickets. And hopefully they will continue to do that as long as they're serving alcohol without a liquor license.
Well, now they have to go to the campgrounds.
So have a place to sleep.
So without that license, without this license, then you wouldn't be able to write a citation.
Right.
Right.
If there was no BYOB ordinance, then have a business with a BYOB and be a little bit.
Will?
I'm for less laws. I'd say do away with it.
Well, I'm for firm enforcement of the High Rollers Club and any other clubs that roll in our county. So I want to be very careful. Make sure we get this. So I'm not against BYOB. I think what you said is ridiculous when they're already there, they're already camping there, they have beer, but they have to get a license now or a notification that changes the rules. So how can we meet in the middle there?
I would think there'd be a definition of what the campground is in a so-called business. I would, doesn't like the same to establish.
To me, an outside, like a campground, I mean, technically, you're bringing your home away from home to place. And as long as you're in that, as long as you're in that spot. Now, having said that, if you go to that campground and they have an open pavilion and they have like a band or something there, now you're getting into deeper waters there. Now you may have something, but other than that, if you're just there camping and you want to drink a beer out of your camper or your cooler that's at your campground, I don't see why. I don't consider that BYOB.
Yeah. So everybody agrees to that.
Bring your own beer.
Like I said, under the BYOB ordinance as written, campgrounds would technically be a business. If somebody did exactly as Todd said, violating the BYOB ordinance unless that campground had a BYOB license.
So excluding campgrounds.
Right in, businesses shall not include campgrounds.
I like that.
There you go.
Right. So just say excluding campgrounds for now, and if we need to change it to other businesses later, we'll deal with that.
I like that.
That
I
sound
mean,
good?
if we have to dress it up, like I said,
You don't like that?
What about, I mean, is there any, like reception halls around here? Where people make
most
their
reception
own?
halls have their own liquor license though.
Yeah, but I mean, if we had one of those cases. where
Like
they
the
bring
event
their own?
center, would they have a BYOB
Yeah.
situation at the event center?
Which center?
What sign is Todd? What sign is that? John? John, what sign?
SEBA?
But are they,
We actually have,
In the
they have a
village?
liquor license. And they're having an event.
they're
Okay.
not probably in the county.
That's in the village.
City.
ordinance.
Unincorporated.
Oh, okay. So
That's
that
not how
doesn't
it's-
affect us.
Yeah.
All right.
That changes.
So are there other places in the county that would be doing that? Is that the question?
Yeah, I don't know if there is.
Not very many, very seldom.
Oh,
It's gonna eliminate somebody wanting to start a business if he decides to do that.
well, they'll get a hold of you and you'll represent them and say, hey, let's get this
Call
changed.
Jonathan.
Yeah, your idea, you have to do it.
Yeah, let's put an exception list to exception of the
Except
camp.
campground. Okay.
Okay, that.
So need a motion. We're gonna change that.
Pardon?
So when they start.
I would say under the definition of business,
So
Make
what
the
do they
motion
call-
of changing underneath the definition of business to recreational event or recreational areas.
So when does discrimination ever come
Let's
into
call it
play?
campgrounds. Let's call it
How can you
campgrounds.
choose one and
Recreational
not the
area
other?
could be anything.
I know.
Well, I know it
That's
does,
very
it isn't
broad.
right.
Do we want it?
Can
that
they
broad?
get sued?
You can always get sued. Whether they'll-
Yeah, because I mean, there can be a campground at a motorcycle event,
Well, the flat track,
flat track. You want to stop at a flat track?
they
I
don't have
guess that
a
would
license.
that would
do they?
affect motocross track then too.
Mhm. That's why I was saying recreational area.
No, recreation area.
Yeah.
Well, that's getting broad.
Yeah.
Very broad, yeah.
Recreation, that's what this, high roller is recreation.
Yeah.
Let's stick with the campground.
Then I give up.
Let's try this campground instead of.
And we'll amend it as time goes by.
There you
When
go.
we have
I like
these.
So to change the definition of business to exclude,
Exclude.
Campgrounds.
Campgrounds.
So would it have to be the primary purpose of the business to be a campground, or can they throw a couple tents in the backyard and say,
Primary
we're a
purpose.
campground?
Primary purpose of RV campground.
I don't know about RV. Tents.
how would I say that?
I would just say,
Definitions.
businesses shall, after the definition of business, businesses whose primary purpose is
Vote on this. if you
to
got-
be a campground shall be specifically excluded from the definition.
Okay, you got that typed in there?
Does everybody understand the motion on the floor?
Can you repeat it?
How about you? You can keep that over.
Well, after this business means any establishment in which any purpose of the establishment is to make money, any establishment that requires a paid membership or provides goods and or services for a fee,
Campground charge the fee.
and then we'll say,
Any business whose primary purpose, or any business whose primary
I'd
purpose
be camping for free.
is campground shall be specifically excluded from this definition for purposes of this.
Or you can just make this for indoor only.
for any business whose primary purpose is campground will be excluded from this definition of business.
Okay, you understand that, people?
One more time, please. Sorry about that.
Okay, so any business whose primary purpose is campground will be excluded from this definition of business,
That's the only change we made.
besides the 1 AM that we already voted on.
High rolling campgrounds inside
So Todd,
Oh, yeah.
facilities.
Layton made the motion.
Definitely. But
Who's
there's gotta
going
be a
to
license.
second it?
Campground, they have to be inspected. all that stuff.
We need a second for that. You better- I'll make the motion.
You will?
No,
Oh,
That's what he
okay.
said.
Todd made the motion.
I know.
He did second.
It's dead in the water.
Anybody wants to make this motion?
I already made the motion.
I mean, he want another second? We could agree on
This is how my marriage ended.
silent.
it. Well,
Deciding on something and just sitting, not do nothing.
well, I guess the
Jesus
campground's already
Christ.
involved with it also, right?
So basically, all we've done is change the times.
Right. Campgrounds are still required to go by the BYOB ordinance. Is that okay with everybody? Okay, well, no other comments? I guess we'll move on.
That reflects, quite a few items. Road cross tracks, everything else.
And something that's been brought to my attention too is that if the ordinance applies to everybody, but only one business is getting the citations, there's going to be a selective enforcement stop sign applies to everybody, but Todd gets 50 tickets a week.
They're beginning for me.
There's something problem. So, just so you guys know, if you're encompassing everybody, sheriff is going to write tickets to one person, he's going to have to enforce it on everybody.
All right, let's revisit this next month, and we'll have more time to hash out the words and get a better understanding.
Meanwhile, the biggest camping day of the year is going to go by.
All right. That's all right. We need to get our stuff right.
How about indoor establishments only?
That flat track races, you got
Is
more
it
across.
just the citation to the owner of the business or individuals?
Individuals too.
The way the BYOB ordinance is written is anybody who's, if it goes to a business decided, anybody who's serving or allowing it to happen gets a citation, and then the patron also gets a citation.
Wow.
So if you got a cooler there and you give it to Kyle,
Dude,
This is how we've been doing it for generations. No?
this BYOB is new.
Well, we don't even have, nobody even has one.
2018.
Not real.
Well,
Okay, next meeting, we'll discuss it.
yeah, let's bring it up again, and let's give it some time to
Okay,
get clarity.
all right, that's probably a good idea. All right, we'll probably try to be more specific in the next meeting. Okay.
less
Okay.
Atlantic.
Pardon?
More Pacific, less Atlantic.
Okay. Somebody needs some sleep.
Okay, next order of business, we discuss the SSA tax levy. Okay, we had a hearing on this a couple days ago. And trying to raise the maximum rate on the SSA, free SSA 1, 2, and 3 to 40 cents. That's our goal. And then we're in the process of doing that. And Kyle, you got any comments on this?
Yeah, I guess first just want to state what you just said, that voting on this is not actually saying that we're applying the 0.4 tax. It is setting that the rate can go up to the max of 0.4. So just add that clarity there so everybody understands that's what that means. I did a lot more homework, digging in, going through a lot more paperwork. And previously, how I calculated was based on Medicare and Medicaid runs, which is Medicare is $250 a run, Medicaid $175 a run. But in recent light, I've got the tax documents of 3 years here that you guys all should have. And it is the 2020 to payable 2021, 21 payable to 2022, and the 2022 payable to 2023. That's what you have all there. And I just want to point out several things. I know a lot has changed, but my original figures were certainly off based on their revenue brought in. And just to kind of give you guys an update on what that is exactly. On the 2020 payable to 2021, they had an income of $237,954.50. The 2021 to 22 was $177,518.27. And 22 to 23 was $54,663.56. That number was significantly lower because that's the year that they subcontracted when they weren't in business for the majority of the year. They subcontracted Green Up and Neoga on those runs. So essentially, even after taking out the levy money, which I broke out for you guys there, shows what the rates were. And it shows what each area paid and the total amount there. So if you look at the 2020 payable to 21, they showed a profit of a little over $100,000. And then I've also put there, their salary expense was $136,000. But again, after expenses, they showed a profit of $100,257. 21 to 22, again, the rates are there. Is about the same, except they showed a loss that year of a little over $6,000, almost $6,300. Salary expense that year is $148,000. And it shows there, just an example there, with the levy money included into that amount there, that comes to $630.27 per run. That's with the levy money included. So if you want the number without that, you just subtract your levy money versus their total income, and that'll give you your amount per run that basically they were making. And then 22 to 23, same thing. You see the levies went up, and that new amount was $89,810.44. And then you can see the most recent one that we have passed is at 133, levied money is at $133,497. Now, after talking with Billy the other day, as of May 11th, they have 1 full-time paramedic, 2 part-time paramedics, 4 full-time basics, and 3 part-time basics. And I don't want to say this is comparing apples to apples at all, because it is not, but I want to put it in perspective so everyone understands it. Is that Greenup Ambulance Service has 4 full-time paramedics, 2 full-time basics, and they have quite a few part-time. And as far as the levy money goes, if you look at Greenup is getting at the 0.4 tax levy, which is the area that I am in personally. At the 0.4 tax levy is $307,000 a year. Obviously, I know the village is kicking in more for them too as well. But if you just go levy to levy, if the 0.4 tax levy was to pass for the 3 special service areas, that'd be $242,000. So with that, that is essentially 80% of the levy money of Greenups. And Toledo Ambulance has 1 ambulance, Greenup has 2 ambulances. Greenup is running a little over 2.5 runs a day, whereas the Toledo Ambulance is running just a little over 1 a day on average in a year. So I just want to put all these numbers in perspective to everyone. And the other huge thing is this program. I couldn't remember at the hearing, and thank you, Jonathan, for getting me this. I couldn't remember the name of what it was called, but it's called the Illinois GEMT program. So this program only works through like fire departments or cities or counties owned ambulance. So with the Toledo Ambulance, I called the Illinois Fire Chiefs Association and talked to John Buckley, who has a lot of experience with this program. And it's very complicated. So even if we were able to get the Toledo Ambulance or get the ambulance service over to Toledo Fire, the optics of it is extremely important and how it's done, because otherwise they would not qualify for this program. And the main way for them to qualify for that would be to the fire department themselves would have to do the billing. That's the main thing for the optics of it, so they can get this. And what this program allows is a ton more money for their Medicare and Medicaid runs. Talking to you double, you know,
So the
which is huge.
fire department could hire
Toledo
an
Ambulance,
individual that could work for both.
yeah,
Work fire
I think
and
so. I don't know all the
ambulance, and then that individual with fire would be billing out.
right. There's tons of different ways that he explained to me, that ways around it that you can make it work. But But essentially, it's, in my opinion, it is hurting, especially the three service areas. It is hurting them for them not having the ambulance service in the fire department. It essentially, it's essentially going to be costing them a ton more money. They're paying for it, whereas in the fire, then you can adjust your rate accordingly. But if you're getting double the money on your runs through this program, I think it's a no-brainer.
You said double your money, how many dollars would that be?
Well, I mean, I'm just going to use an example: Medicare, Medicaid, 175 and 250. So it could be $500 a run. It could be 300
runs.
372 runs a year is what the
$3.
average.
Well, and you have to remember that they're Medicaid runs too, so.
Right. The problem is
portion of it.
with these numbers, though, that was 85% on the 250 and 175. But if you look at their actual revenue and you subtract it from from the levy money that was given, their average amount they were making per run was significantly higher than 250 and 175 a run. Double, if not triple.
Let me add some points
Sure.
to your very good presentation. Greenup is a different business model, and it needs to be because it serves nursing home and interstate and FAPCO. Very big factory. The Central District has a very different business model because we have none of those three things. Most of our calls happen between known set hours, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. We are competing at the ALS level with the same people that Neoga and Greenup are competing for. And that's not necessary. We can complement their services. This was something I brought up at the SSA meeting the other day, but we can look at it more as an EMR BLS service. So we don't have to have a 0.4 billing rate because we don't have a 0.4 structure. And we will make Greenup and Neoga stronger if we are able to take on the things that would be more difficult for them to take on. And by that, I mean possibly anywhere from 50 to 70% of the runs are not actual emergencies. Excuse me, not actual emergencies. A lot of those are known users of this service, and it isn't just Cumberland County that does this. It's in Clark County, it's in Effingham County, and it's all around us. So we can focus on tightening up the weak links. Okay?
About to give me sleep.
Within our service. Anyway, that's all I have to say on that.
You say that half the runs are not emergency runs?
Are not, yes.
How do you know the
30 to
difference?
70%.
How do you know the difference?
Well, we know the people and we know their ailments and we know how this works.
Well, when the 911 call, they call 911 for ambulance, they won't know if this is a true emergency or just.
That's correct. Technically, they will not.
They have no way of knowing, so they have to treat it as an emergency.
That's correct.
So that's.
But there is,
you can't change that.
there is a way. But we're not going to discuss it or solve it here. I'm just pointing out that these are discussions that are out in the world, and these are things that we'll be able to look at. Now, let me make one other point. Chuck Layton has just retired from the ambulance service, so he's no longer chief. He's done a great job for 15 years. He's been
He's our
chief.
chief,
Chuck primary now.
Chuck is.
Yeah. And so we've got new wineskins. Remember that? And so it is up to them to use their entrepreneurial fervor and their skill sets to shape the business in a way that makes sense for them. So they don't have the paradigms that the current Toledo ambulance service has. And they have new funding opportunities. They have new staffing opportunities, they have new logistical opportunities, they have new partnership opportunities that haven't been exercised with the Toledo Ambulance Company. Because we've been treating it as a comparable ambulance company as Green Up and it is not.
I spoke with Brian a little bit, and Brian, I don't know if you did any more on this, but on how we can get it to Toledo Fire without, so they can get their money. And so they're not basically going to get zero money if we transfer over. Because originally, if you eliminated, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, if you would have to eliminate the SSA, which means eliminate all three areas. And then the fire board would have to take over and try to create those SSA threes again, all three of those again, and then bring it to ballot. So you're talking a long period of time that they wouldn't have money for the ambulance service. But can you explain on how we could possibly make this work?
And I guess the way I this is how I thought you had pitched it to me, which I thought was a good idea, was that essentially what we would do is we would give our SSA tax money to the fire department. So we would essentially be contracting an intergovernmental agreement with the fire department, transferring the money to them, who they would then subcontract the ambulance until they can get into the fold, get their tax money set up. And then once they get their tax inflow, we would special service area, the fire department would take the ambulance at that point.
And according to Bev, they'd have to, if the fire department, the sooner we got it over there, they would have to bring it to ballot in November for the rates,
We want to push it for this levy year.
which they'd be crazy not to, so they could get money. And
Are they even in an agreement to doing it? I mean, I have never heard them say they wanted it yet.
No, we have not.
not yet. I mean, I went there. I've talked to them. I don't know if you have or not, but
I have
and
not
Floyd was
personally.
there the time we went there. I don't think they were totally opposed. I think they're scared of it just because it's a huge task. And my goal isn't to just drop it in their laps and say, have fun with it. I want them to have help and
It's got to be
make
their
it work.
idea. It's got to be their
Yeah,
idea.
we need to go to them and present your case to the
Sure.
Toledo
Right.
Fire Board.
Right.
And get them on board, they will come wanting this, like we're wanting them to do. It will be a big dollar amount that will help them and the ambulance service altogether. So it should be as working for the
This has been done
taxpayers
if you
in
want mine a
Toledo.
long time ago.
They
Well,
should be wanting to do
again,
This
this.
should have been done if you want mine.
This
a long time ago.
GEMT
Yes.
program,
Make it their idea. Make them sympathetic, but we've lost that water under the bridge. Tried to get you guys to listen to me, you wouldn't.
as in what?
Told you. Make it more their idea than ours, and this would have been
That was
done.
their idea. We had Chuck resign. We had 2 board members resign.
No,
2
we're
new
way
board
back.
members.
We've kicked this can down the road.
Oh, I know
Many
that
years.
for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, 10 at least, not more.
Would be out of it if it was my way too.
So we all agree that we need to get out of here, and we would like for the fire department to take it over, but we're not going to force it on them. It's got to be. their
Well, I don't know about
idea.
everybody else. I mean, that is what
Well,
I
the
think.
people
Yeah,
voted.
but
Yeah, 80% are for it. For the
Was for the fire department taking it.
Well, the fire department should realize, if they get the extra money you're talking about, they should be wanting to pay it over, right?
Well, I don't want to do more work if I don't have to.
Well, they get more money out of it. Wouldn't that be a good thing?
No.
Well, you're
are we
supposed
doing
to
it for
be-
money?
They're there to benefit the community.
Right.
As the fire department, so you'd think that they would want to continue helping the ambulance too.
As a first responder.
and those board members are compromised of those areas, whereas this county board, there's one person that's affected. Not saying I don't have the interest of everyone in the county, but that's why Greenup's in Greenup. That's why Neoga has Neoga Fire. I mean,
I mean, if you want, we can help Spring Point, and we can write a letter to all the interested parties and recommend a 0.4 increase in the levy for future ambulance service. I know how ridiculous that sounds, but that's that's what I'm looking at.
Well, one thing I'm thinking about, I mean, Kyle and I paid 0.4 over Greenup. And who gets called over here in Toledo when Toledo doesn't have ambulances? Greenup, who's paying for that?
Well, Naomi gets called too.
Yeah, and then that's what I'm saying, you got the same situation. So why should we be, I mean, yeah, I don't wanna begrudge any ambulance service, no neither, like one of the, people said at the meeting there tonight. But what's different than my paying .4, where you be able to call and use the ambulance and you're not paying?
Because our portion of it that we are using isn't .4's worth. Your .4 goes to supplement the interstate calls, the nursing home calls, and the VAPCO calls.
Well,
I'm still paying it
well,
for you.
well, to answer your question, is like, if you still have the levy in place for the SSA 3, and say Toledo Ambulance didn't have an ambulance, they would then, get reimbursed from that levy
I
money
realize that.
for those runs. So it's not like they wouldn't be, have no skin in the game.
No, it's not necessary.
Right.
But
And
still,
they picked the
it's-
numbers. They picked the numbers out there. You were at that meeting. They chose what numbers that the Toledo ambulance was going to pay them, and everybody agreed.
But the problem is, it's not sustainable. I mean, I feel like the ambulance service there needs to be one here. Not,
It needs to be one.
right.
And nobody's saying that there shouldn't be one.
Correct.
We all want the fire department to have one. So that's where we are.
That's what I agree with.
So, can you contact the fire board? See if they- what's-
I'll talk to Chuck. I'll talk to Chuck.
Chuck.
I was at the
Crummer.
last meeting.
Crummer. He's in the fire chief.
And
Oh, he
I was-
is?
I was-
He's not the fire board.
Let me clear this up. I was at the last fire department meeting when they chose the new leadership. So everybody there knows me, what my interest is. So I'd be glad to talk to them. Anybody else that wants to talk to them, please do.
I certainly would like to go to the next fire board meeting.
And it's the first Tuesday at 5 p.m.
And the other elephant in the room is how many days are left until we have to vote on that?
180 days was June 30th.
Oh, is it 180
I
days?
mean, I'm sorry,
I'm like,
60 days.
yeah,
Before we
60
have to pass
days
the levy?
was like
before we vote on that,
June 30th, so say July 1.
on raising the max rate
Oh,
up to
okay. So
0.4.
we got some time.
Well, we do, but we got the next fire board meeting. If we wait till then, that's beginning of June.
I think the big elephant in the room is they're still gonna raise taxes.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, maybe.
The double and stuff, they may not have to.
If you,
They're going,
if
I
they
tell you,
have
they're
the,
still gonna raise taxes.
not disagreeing, and that's part of the 0.4 levy is we're not passing a 0.4 levy saying it's going to be 0.4. We're voting on to raise the max up to 0.4 instead of the old 0.22.
Okay, so if 0.4 is on a motion and second, are you voting yes for it?
0.4?
Yeah.
Like actually pass the levy that it's going to be 0.4
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Not right now, no.
You say the levy or the max?
No, I'm talking about the levy.
The levy.
I'm 0.22 now, and I think that we should kind of stay there because we don't know what kind of business model they're going to be developing. I think that, like I said, we'll be more of a hotshot organization rather than the ALS going in. And here's another thing that we
What are
have
we gonna do if the fire board says, no, we don't want it? We're not gonna take it.
I know, we're just spinning our tires. That's what,
Well, there,
there's a real easy way.
Yeah.
Wipe out area 1, 2, and 3 and be done.
The
Oh, levy
automatic
for
goes
it.
to the fire.
Then the fire department's gonna say, okay, we're just gonna run a Band-Aid station.
yeah, but
Yeah.
look,
Go for it.
That's what they-
listen to this awfulizing. Now, this is awfulizing. This is not rational thought. What we have to think about is the reality of it. That
It's
these,
a lot better to look at the worst thing that's gonna happen than if the best thing happens, then okay, but you gotta.
Well, I would think the residents in the 3 SSA service areas, knowing with this GMT, what they can get on this money, and the
I
fire board
agree.
to not take it, I would be good, if I was a resident
I
in
don't
one of these
disagree,
3
but-
service areas, I would be going to my fire board and
But
having a
that
lot to
question
say.
on the ballot was, do you want the fire department to take it over? Yeah, but also the other night, whenever we had the little raise your hand vote, they also didn't know that their taxes were still gonna go up.
That was not a very good survey at that.
Well,
Yeah.
But that wasn't it at the hearing. That's where everybody was so confused. It was not ever, the vote on the board is not for the actual levy to be
I
0.4.
love this.
It is raising the max rate to 0.4.
Right, but still, there's a
You raise the max
transportation.
rate, then they have the option to go there right away.
But
They
you know,
could.
you guys are focusing on the money instead of focusing on the business model. It may take 0.5, it may take 0.6, it may take much more than that. So what we should do is let them see what they want to create, what fits their culture, and that culture will build, and it will build according to what the needs are. And the needs are central district and supporting Green Up and Neoga. Straightforward.
Mr. Black, you got something to say?
It doesn't matter about a business model or money, it matters about people. And the people need an ambulance service. I sat in a church service on Sunday, a week ago Sunday, and the preacher says, hey, we live in the most affluent nation in the world. And he went on and said, we need to do stuff for people that can't afford a lot of this stuff. The ambulance service is one of the things that we need to bring into the people. We just can't not. We have, every time I go to church, you hear about trying to do more for the poor, try to help people. Maybe not the poor, but try to help people if you have a chance. This is helping people. Getting rid of the ambulance service is not helping people. Now, I agree. I think we need the fire department to take it over. But you can't just snap your fingers and say it's going to take it over tomorrow. They need assurance that there could be money on the table if they need to run an extra year until the fire department would take it over. So it seems to me that if you want an ambulance service, you're going to have to show it. If you don't want the ambulance service, you're going to be able to show it. But there's absolutely no way that you're going to get things done prior to the end of the year. Some of you are going to be off the board at the end of the year. So what the money that you are voting on when you vote on the levy is going to affect new people that come on the board also. So my thinking is, think about people, don't think about money, don't think about business models, think about people, because they're the ones that's going to have the heart attacks. They're the ones that's going to have all the needs to go to the for an ambulance. Also, I've heard it said in here tonight. Yeah, I know. I talk a lot. I heard it said in here tonight. I live out of the district. It's not my problem. It is your problem, because if the green, you didn't say it.
Come on.
If it is your problem, because if the Green Fire Department comes over here and takes over, if this fire department shuts down, if the Green Fire Department comes over and takes over, they're going to have to put the bill. You guys are going to have to put the bill in green.
Look, Ron, you got voted out by 100 votes or more by
I don't
guys that
give
are
a
sitting
crap
here.
what you
We
say.
we have business to take care of here.
I hope you take care of business.
There you go.
Kyle, what else you say?
I'm not disagreeing with Ron. What he was stating is think of the people, or me saying that I'm not affected by it directly. My point is I've done all this legwork and I'm not even in the district. So it is me thinking about people and wanting, but it's also thinking about the people that also have to pay for it. So it goes both ways. And that's why numbers don't lie, and it needs to be the best plan possible. And I agree with you, dropping it just in the fire department's lap right away without giving them any guidance, who's done no research at all is not the right move. So that's why I was proposing what Brian stated, with the intergovernmental agreement, to temporarily hopefully make it work.
What we need to do is get a hold of Toledo Board, Fire Board, and present this to them, and see any acceptance. Good, if not, then we need to go to the taxpayers and throw these ideas out there. The taxpayers fired up, so they go to the Fire Board and request them to take it over. So that's the
Well, I
next.
think the request was already there. I mean, that was on the vote, on the ballot. They requested that.
Don't break my hammer. Wayne made that for me. Yeah,
But you did a good job.
he made it for
Very good
me.
job using it.
He made it for me.
They told me how to use this, so I just posted, I hit say post it.
Can we move on?
Okay, are we done, Kyle?
If anybody's got anything else?
No, that's, we see the problem, let's kind of try to do something to get it toward the fire department as best we can. And I say, but I still think we ought to raise the max rate when it comes to vote here next.
Yeah, but you're a Democrat. I
And
understand.
then hopefully by then the fire department will be persuaded, somehow get persuaded enough to do something in the right direction. Okay? All right, let's move on to the next order of business. To discuss letter of support for new business.
Okay, there's a new business cooking called Cumberland County Tax Appeal Company. Due to the new assessments throughout Cumberland County, the aforementioned company will provide services to aid throughout the appeal process. Some examples of the market that they would be appealing to would be someone who needs help with the appeal process to abate conversion to recreational acreage from agriculture, for example. Additionally, when a levy is raised, such as we've been discussing, the business will assist with mass tax appeals to help correct erroneous actions by the offending parties. That would be those of us who voted for this erroneous tax appeal. This lever is necessary when taxpayers are wrongly levied or important information is withheld from them, or the oversight mechanism is incompetent, malicious, or corrupt. So that's what the business is for. That's what I'd like a letter of support for. And go ahead and discuss.
Who is the business?
It's taxpayers of Cumberland County.
Is it a 501c3 or nonprofit, or what is it?
Not necessarily at this point, but probably will be, yes.
Is it in here?
No.
As far as raising the tax appeal, we have the board review now.
That's correct.
What's the matter with them doing? They've been doing the job.
Well, no, this would be the taxpayers that are going to come into the Board of Review by the hundreds and say, we're dissatisfied with our taxing process in Cumberland County. Our taxes are too high. You're raising it erroneously on things such as the ambulance, or you're converting my agricultural land that's been in my family for generations into recreational land, and we're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore.
Well, they can do
That's what
that
it's
without
saying.
this company.
That's right.
They come in as a group to the board review.
That's exactly right.
They don't
As a
really
matter
need
of
this.
fact, they, for free, they can get the 10 things that you need to do to appeal your own taxes. So it isn't a for-profit. It is a self-protection business for the people of Cumberland County. So I want you to be aware that that is brewing out there and that that's coming your way. So we should be making our decisions on tax increases very, very carefully.
Okay. Anything else? Ready to move on, right? Okay. Bev Howard, what's next?
I need a motion to approve the county clerk and tax redemption reports for April 2024.
I will move it.
Second.
Herman,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard.
Yes.
Blade.
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes.
Nope, nothing else.
Jenny Maynard, what have you got?
I need a motion to approve the treasurer's report for April 2020.
I'll make it.
Second.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Blade,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes. Anything else, Jenny?
That's it.
All right, thank you. Dick Murray, what do you got there?
Motion to approve the highway bills for April 2024 in the amount of $110,366.62.
Motion.
Second.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Slade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Abstain.
Layton,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes.
Okay, the next thing I got on here is I need a motion to approve engineering agreement with Stone and Wagner for a bridge in Union Township. The bridge isn't much of a bridge. It's posted for 8 ton. And it's kind of a thorn in Randy's side when he's road commissioner, when he's working, he has to work both ways because he's afraid it won't hold up hardly any of his equipment. We got some township bridge money, so we were trying to get the plans done. That's what this is, to design the bridge so we can get it in motion.
How long the bridge is it?
It's only between 25 and 30 feet. I don't remember the exact dimension, but it's got to be at least 20 feet to be classified as a bridge. But it's not very long. But it's not very long.
I'm just with you.
Making motion.
Second.
Beard,
Yes.
Slade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes.
Okay, the next thing I got on the agenda is a motion to approve the contract with Feders Contracting for the rest of Union Township's RBI money.
I make a motion.
Second.
Slade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes.
Okay, the fourth item on my agenda is Randy Hampton, the Union Township road commissioner, is applying for a grant for a new township building. And I'm not sure if it was Boast who he's been talking to, or that lady from Greenup that he hired to help him with the grant, but one of them, he told me that said it would really help his case if he had a letter of recommendation from the county board saying that he could really use that building. So that's what I wrote up, and Randy approved it, and it should be in your packet there.
I didn't catch all that. What was that about now?
Give a
Randy
grant
Hampton,
to the new township
Union
building.
Township. Oh, go ahead, Kyle. If you want.
Grant for a new township building.
Okay.
So,
He's applying for
He's
one.
applying.
He was told that it would really help his case if he had the support from
sure,
the county board saying that he could really utilize that building.
absolutely.
Page 31, Union Township and Union Road District, Cumberland County. I make a motion to provide a letter of support.
Second.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Slade,
Yes.
Holcomb.
Yes.
Okay, the last thing I got is a kind of a double-edged sword. On April 26th, we finally got the overflow bridge down by the covered bridge, fairgrounds to letting it with IDOT. Ben had started the job over 10 years ago and put it off because he had other bridges that needed it worse than that one. And he told me when I come in there, I needed to hurry up and get that done before I ran out of time getting it done, because you're only supposed to take 10 years when you first use the engineering money to design the plan. But when I turned all my paperwork in, they said, well, it's been almost 10 years, so they made me redo a floodplain survey, and they found 3 more wetlands down there. Then nothing's changed, but a different person looked at it. Well, anyway, to make the story short, it's taken 2 years since I got in here to get this job to letting. And what we had budgeted should be in your packet, $827,000. And the state just decided this year that they won't let us, if we have a bid come in more, they won't let us borrow out any more on our federal funds. So they put in there an NTE in there not to exceed. Well, I had 827,000 in there, and the bid come in at 970,000. So that means if we choose to award the bridge, I've got to come up with $143,000 out of the county highway department funds. And I can make that work if you guys decide you want to award that. But I know I've been talking to Floyd. Did you have a chance to talk to the other 2 people in the road and bridge about
He talked
this?
to me.
I call both.
So
We
you're
got
saying,
two
in
other
the-
bridges that are in a lot higher traveled areas, you know, and I'll have it, not say that I can't make the match, you know, when it comes down to them, but it's just gonna make it harder on me, you know.
so in the future, you want to bid it higher than you expect, so you can get that money? Is that the way I understood
But
that?
they'll only approve up to so much, so I put in as much as they would, you know, let me go.
So what do you recommend we do?
Well, it's a double-edged sword because what Ben was referring to about the 10 years is he used federal money to pay for the engineering. Well, I got out the engineering agreement and Ben was right. It says if you don't bring this job to construction in 10 years, you may have to pay that money back. So that there was $40,000 there that if we cancel this, I may have to pay back. But that's easier for me to pay than $143,000.
So we just take that off the bill for maintaining the single blacktop.
Yeah.
That's federal money, not state money.
But anyway, I said, I can make that work if you guys think that bridge is more important. We got a couple of other bridges that we talked about, the Jewett Road and the one north of Yoga right there by Camp New Hope is also a thorn in my side. Like to get that done too.
So you tell us.
In
what's-
my opinion, I looked at this Oakville Bridge, it's not traveled very much, not a very highly traveled road. And I think we'll let it run like it is and spend the money on the Jewett Bridge, because I think it's, could be more.
What rating you got on it now?
It's posted at 15 ton. And if you guys probably don't remember or may even know this, I said it a long time ago, but the state is planning on closing Route 40 bridge over the Ambraw because it's too narrow. And that won't be their official posted detour to there, but we know that people are gonna want to use it. And the covered bridge will handle 80,000 pounds. It was designed for that.
Have to close the road.
We could do that. If we could not build the bridge, and then when they do close it, we could also close that. But we're gonna probably have some people in here that live close by there saying, where are we driving around when we could?
So in a perfect world,
Post it to local traffic only.
what do you recommend?
It's hard to choose, I guess. I don't know what the rules are. Say if I pay this $40,000 back, I don't know if that's gonna hurt me in the future, you know, with the feds. I don't know about that, because I don't think it's ever happened. Because they just changed the rules up there in IDOT this year. They decide how much they're gonna let us go out as far as the federal money.
You're saying
But
that
it would kinda be
could
nice
hurt
not
you in
to.
the future.
It could, I don't know. I don't know what the rules on that's gonna be. But it would be nice to not have to shell out 143,000. Definitely. But I may have to shell out 40 anyway if we don't.
Yes, ma'am.
I would much rather see the money go to the bridge rather than just go up in the air.
I'd rather lose. I'd rather do the job than lose 40,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Same.
I would lose it, but at the same time, I am getting what I paid for because the plans are done. That's what the money was spent for, was for the plans, you know, to draw it up. So it could be built.
What style bridge is it?
It's deck beam bridge.
So we all agree that we want to go forth with that job?
No, I disagree with it.
Okay,
I think-
okay.
I just feel there's other bridges, there's that one Jewett Bridge, halfway, almost
agree.
condemned right there.
I agree. I
That's a
mean,
very,
But you're
very.
gonna do that
highly
too,
traveled road.
It's a $5 million bridge.
but you're gonna do that too. One has
Well-
nothing to do with the other necessarily.
You got the money.
It just comes on how much money, you just say if I would I've been applying for 2 different grants for that, because it's gonna take a long time to save up 5 million, because I only get, I think it's 122,000 a year. And of course, I'll have to match, 20%, but there's a couple of grants I applied for was 90%. I still have to come up with 10%. So if I do go ahead and get that grant, say, and we've paid this 143,000, then I'm going to be scrambling trying to use all my MFT money and come up with the 10% match for that.
I can just see somebody going across that river.
That'd be 500,000.
You want a covered bridge and I would fix the bridge. It's just,
So it's a double-edged sword. Like I said, you're not going to know until in the future which was the best decision. It's going to be too late.
Fix it.
Will the new overflow bridge be bigger?
It'd
I mean,
be
have we
just
had
a little
water?
bit wider, but Ben got a design exception to try and keep the cost down because the covered bridge is narrow. So, and there's not any, all the farm ground that's on, in between the two bridges is in CRP, so we're not expecting it to go back into production where you're gonna really need some wide.
Ron, glad you on that, just a minute. Just try.
Having been a superintendent and worked with federal and state grants, if I sent money back and hadn't used those state grants, they lowered my grant for next year. So I'm just letting you know that that's the way it operates.
I don't know, like I said, I told you I didn't know.
So, well, that's the way it used to operate when I was a superintendent.
That's good.
So
Thank you.
I don't think things have changed that much yet.
So can we do all three of them? Can we do
Well, not
In
right
20
away.
years, we do them all.
it?
It'll take you 20
It's just gonna
years.
take a while.
So you want to do the one and
There's
forego
always
the
the
two?
possibility of borrowing some money too. You know, I don't know how that works, but I've heard of people borrowing money.
Todd's shaking his head no, so borrowing money probably.
Well, if we would have, maybe revote the 25,000 for work comp.
That's pennies.
Well, 25,000, not pennies.
Okay, I'll make the motion to approve it for that bridge.
That's
Second.
good.
Digs up that.
Second.
Is that what you want?
I'll go with whatever you guys decide.
Well, I mean, you
It's a
called in
double-edged sword.
and questioned it in concern. So really, what is your best recommendation?
Yeah.
I know, I'm sorry about you guys got a motion on the floor, I'm sorry, but
I just wish I had the crystal ball to see what was gonna happen, you know, and I don't.
My fear is that you send the money back, then you're not gonna get another chance at the money again, or it gets lower. And if you don't,
That is a possibility.
if you don't fix that bridge now, it's never gonna get fixed and something bad's gonna happen.
It's been 10 years.
So-
Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Let's get it done.
Yeah.
10 years is 10 years.
Yeah.
All right, that all right?
Motion's
I'm
on the
okay with
floor.
whatever you
Okay.
guys come up with.
Got a motion? on the floor?
Motion to accept the bid. Okay, Layton,
Yes.
You got a second?
Kyle, and then Layton. Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
yes.
Blade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Wolfenbrink.
No. Motion carried. That it, Rick?
That's it.
All right, thank you. Next order of business, let's go ahead. Place. Sherry, Sherry Goder, what's up?
I would like to ask for a motion to approve the appointment of Dr. Avery Bennett as the medical director of the health department.
Make motion.
Second.
Who is Adri Veneta? Does everybody know?
Yeah, she's on the board now. She's replacing Dr. Miller that resigned.
And-
She's the doctor here in town.
She's a doctor here in town. Okay, very good.
Okay, ready to vote?
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Blade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Wolfenbrink.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, sure. Rhonda Wilson not here. Mackenzie Easton is not here.
She has a motion.
Got the motion though. Let's see, we're right here. Okay. The motion to reappoint Johnny St. John to the board of review for a 2-year term.
Second. Oh,
Motion.
So
I was reading mine.
Todd, you made the motion?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's seconding it.
I second.
All right, Beard,
Yes.
Blade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Wolfenbrink.
Yes. Okay, now Steve Moon's not here. Brian Robbins, anything?
No.
Jonathan Braden not here. Steve Sherwood not here. Alyssa Gray, got anything?
I just want to say we had our storm spotter training on April 29th. We had 26 people in attendance. That was really good. It ranged from Toledo, Neoga, Greenup, Montrose, Charleston, and Blackton. And so thank you to the fire department for letting us use the facility.
I was at that storm, Steve. I'm still confused about storms.
Don't take his recommendation.
It's not that easy. Okay, thank you. Michael Martin's not here. Mark Howard not here. Mike Black's not here. Need a motion to start paying bills, right? Okay, I need a motion to ratify payment of the manual bills in the amount of $75,346.05.
Motion.
We'll make it. Second.
Blade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Hockenrick.
Yes. Okay, next I need a motion to approve payment of invoices in the amount of $137.88.
Make it.
Second.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard.
Yes.
Blade,
Yes.
Hockenrick.
Yes. Next I need to ratify payment, a motion to ratify payment of payroll number 7 in the amount of $109,665.91.
Motion.
Second.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard.
Yes.
Blade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Hockenrick.
Yes. Okay, now I need a motion to ratify payment of payroll number 8 in the amount of $103,988.99.
I'll move it.
Second.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard.
Yes.
Blade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Hockenrick.
Yes. We have 3 payrolls this month, so need a motion to ratify payment of payroll number 9 in the amount of $102,384.83.
Motion.
Second.
Beard,
Yes.
Blade,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Layton.
No. Yes.
What, what are you doing?
Liven it up.
Is that a yes or no?
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Hockenrick.
Yes.
Man, I was really gonna ask you questions.
Okay, that's all the bills. All right, next thing, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Blade, Harmon,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Beard.
Yeah.
It's that first one I vote no on because I didn't get anything out of it.
What is this, Brad?
It's, if you want to go to UCCI, the link, it's all the stuff.
What?
So,